Okay, so you clicked on this video because you're probably curious about film. Maybe you just started, or maybe you've been doing it for longer than I've been alive. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the cold, hard truth. If you're getting into film photography, you're gonna need a little bit of money. There really isn't a cheap part of the process unless you're developing yourself, so be ready to scrape out a few dollars every time you buy a roll, and then also when you develop. This will become an ongoing expense, so I'd first research the cost of the film that I want to buy. If you're looking at black and white, I normally shoot Ilford HP5, which is around $12 a roll. Now, developing can get a little interesting because depending on where you live, you might not actually have a lab. But don't worry, there are always places that you can ship your roll to. They'll develop it and ship it back to you. Okay, so I'm not the first to notice that film has this really specific look to it. And a lot of people that are getting into film are kind of intrigued by the look. You get this green and these organic tones that aren't inherent in digital photography. And it can sometimes feel more like drawing or painting, or like, for me with black and white, kind of like charcoal. This is a photo that I took last summer, and while the development process got messed up, and you could say that the black bar ruined the photo, I don't really see it that way. I got an image I wasn't anticipating, and that's really fun to me. You have to be willing to embrace light leaks or out of focus shots or accidental double exposures as character to your photos. A lot of people talk about film photography as a more slow approach to photography. You think about your shot a little bit more now that you only have 24 to 36 opportunities to get your shot. It makes you more carefully consider things like light and composition, which ultimately makes you a better photographer and artist in general. You will most definitely start appreciating shadows more in your waking life. You find yourself walking down the street, seeing a shadow, and just being enamored by it. And a huge part of why you'll want to keep doing film photography is this idea of delayed gratification. You don't get to immediately see what you took a picture of, and you have to wait for it to get processed and then sent back to you. So imagine how exciting that is. It honestly feels like Christmas every time I get a new roll. You will 100%, without a doubt, become a better photographer through shooting film. You just will. As I said earlier, you think about the rules of photography more because there's a little more urgency to them. Just because the film camera doesn't mean you can just point and shoot. You still have these creative rules to follow that make creating an image with good composition possible. Film teaches a deeper understanding of the big three concepts in photography: lighting, aperture, and shutter speed. In school, I was taught something called the exposure triangle, and it acts as a good tool to use while making photos and or shooting video. Take a screenshot if you'd like to, or you can find one online. There's really no fix-it in post in film. You can do a little bit of editing, but mistakes do become costly educational tools. And you'll kind of learn the exposure triangle pretty quickly. The more you use your camera, just the better you'll get with it. Okay, so I love shooting film, so I'm definitely biased, and I tried to make a video that really isn't super biased. So I'm going to tell you when it might not be the right direction for you, and why something like a digital point and shoot or a DSLR in general might be a better option for you. So one, if you're in the market for a very quick turnaround, you need the photo today, you want it right now, it's probably not for you or for that specific project at the very least. Another one is just the simple idea that the cost of doing it is higher than the gratification of doing it. It just might not be worth it. And that kind of goes hand in hand with resources. You might not have a lab, you might not want to pay that extra money in shipping and stuff to get the roll developed or send it out. And to combat this, especially if you're newer to photography, I would say maybe start with a digital point and shoot. They're a lot more forgiving, and you can kind of get your bearings that way. And experiment with photography. You know, you're gonna fall in love with it, and then after that, then decide if you'd like to try film. Okay, so I think I got a pretty good basis for you guys to work off of. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to check out some of my other work, I'll have my website and my other socials in the description. And then now I'm just going to kind of leave you guys with some of my recent favorite photos.